How do you do? Just a word of friendly warning. I think it will thrill you. It may shock you. It might even horrify you. So if any of you feel that you do not care to subject your nerves to such a strain, now is your chance to, well, we've warned you.
All right, welcome back again.
Welcome back.
Damn technical difficulties. We had such gold that we recorded.
Oh, it was so good, those 30 seconds.
It's just lost in the ether now.
Yeah.
Yeah, welcome back to Night Limit Podcast. We are continuing Podcaster's Choice this week.
Indeed.
And it is my choice.
Your body, your choice.
So we can do what we did before, right? Without feeling bad about it.
Sure, delete it.
Cool.
It's deleted.
Yeah. I am Andy NOTLP, the mother of the house of NOTLP. Mother. Legendary.
Ooh.
Are we your upcoming legends?
Yes.
Or are we your legendary children?
I'm legendary children.
Yeah.
I want to introduce my legendary children of my house.
Mm-hmm.
Serving Butch Queen realness. We got Mikey B.
Mikey B, lumberjack fish realness.
And the category is cheesecake. We got Kelley.
You own everything.
Opulence.
Everything is yours.
And first time in drags realness.
Yeah, that's me.
That's Amy.
I'm serving executive school child military realness.
She got all the categories.
Ooh,
snatching
like
all the trophies.
Listen, if
She's
I don't
never
walk
walked in
out
a
of here-
category before.
But I'm going to do all of them
Yeah.
at one time.
So if you're confused about all this super foreign lingo, if you aren't gay.
Foreign lingus.
Foreign lingus. Some people aren't into that, though. You got to reciprocate. Yes, this if you're confused about this lingo, it comes from my choice this week. It is the 1991 documentary, Paris is Burning.
Better put it out.
Too late. It's burnt.
Oh.
It's crispy.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it was the documentary about the ball scene.
Balls, baby.
Balls. The ball scene in 80s New York City. So we'll get into that. We won't bore you with like super gay talk yet, but we'll get there eventually.
We'll get there.
We'll no homo up until that point.
We're
And
warming
then it'll
up.
be, whew.
Yeah.
We're warming up, loosening up. Get
Yeah.
ready for it.
And my other child, Freddy, he is not feeling well.
Oh.
He was voguing too hard.
Yeah, he was.
He gagged too hard on some eleganza.
Yes.
Had the fishy ass sweats.
So hopefully he's going to lay down a little bit.
Yeah.
And he might join us. He might not.
Rise like a phoenix.
He's going to rejuvenate,
Mhm.
replenish. That's not from
Yeah.
the movie. That's just me.
That's just you. That's
It's
your,
actually
that's
not-
your life
It's
motto.
actually not. It's this lady on Instagram,
Yeah.
and she does these fun little like inspirational she things about being happy. And it's real cute and nice, but also not stupid.
Oh.
Is it helping you out?
It was just sweet.
Mm.
I saw it. Me and Elise saw it, and I was like, I like this lady. She wants people to just be happy.
Sincerity is key.
Does she have a Woody? Because I assume that's the only people you follow on Instagram.
I don't follow any Woodies anymore.
What's a Woody?
One Woody. But no, this is
It's
just
a white girl with a booty.
Ah.
I have no idea. Well, this lady isn't white, and also you only ever see her hand. She does like little hand gestures.
Maybe that's all she is.
She might just be a hand.
She's like Sharon Lewis.
Yeah, she's exactly like that, except without a lamb on the end of her hand. No hand
This
lamb.
is the song that never ends. Yes, it goes on and on, my friends. Sorry. Hey, everybody.
Is that Lamb Chop?
It's the song from
No, I
it,
never watched Lamb Chop.
bitch.
Found it's too gamey.
Too gamey.
Yeah.
Well, you just never had it prepared correctly. Isn't
I
that
love a lamb chop. My favorite thing at the steakhouse.
the steakers?
Oh, Amy and Freddie went to the steakhouse
They did.
yesterday.
So I guess Freddie's body is rejecting him almost being 40.
Well,
which
yeah,
will
he
be tomorrow.
he's being driven in a steak hearse right now.
Yeah.
To the
Making
infirmary.
steak herstory.
And oh dear. And so I took him to the Precinct last night, which is a Jeff Ruby steakhouse. Google Jeff Ruby. He's a character. But he's got a few steakhouses in Cincinnati and other places. And I took Freddie there, and he had the biggest steak I've ever seen in my entire life. It was a porterhouse. And would you like to know the difference between a porterhouse and a T-bone?
Yes.
It's the size of the fillet. It's bigger on the porterhouse.
It's a house-sized steak. It's made out of
A house.
A house.
Oh, so you actually go into it and chew your way out.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's maybe part of the reason why he doesn't feel so great, because he ate the whole fucking thing.
Damn.
And then this morning chewed on the bone.
And when you're all done, the porter comes up and is like, "What happened to my house?" There's so many disappointed porters every night.
Oh, that's so sad. All these homeless porters.
Oh, sad. But he'll live. He's fine.
It wasn't like 24 ounces or something.
That sounds right.
That's a pound and a half of steak.
I couldn't even.
They go to journalism school and bounce back as a reporter. I'm sorry I couldn't let it go. Like I thought of it a minute
That's
later.
cute. I like
Thank
that.
you.
Cole Porterhouse.
Oh, jazzy.
Yeah, I like it.
Some of them go to work for immigration and become deporters.
Oh. You made it real sad.
I can see everybody's
What did I
wheels
do?
turning right now.
What did I do? They go to the people are I'm out. I got nothing left.
It's good.
Yeah.
It was good.
So, Amy, what do you have? You obviously didn't have
Cheeseburger.
2 pounds of steak.
I
but-
can't. I don't really. Okay. I don't like steak. Isn't my be all and end all.
Preach.
It's
Open
not-
the library on steak, Amy.
Yeah, and you know what? I want it. I want it fucking burnt to shit.
Yeah.
I don't want to see any red. I don't want it to be bleeding on my plate. That's disgusting. And I know that steakhouses will get mad at you if you order it that way. So if I'm not going to be able to have the thing I want,
Well, you can have the thing you want.
but I don't even want it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Nobody's forcing you
That
to order
much.
steak.
Plus, you should have seen the prices on this shit. So I was like, "Oh, y'all got a cheeseburger? Okay." And it was good.
Was it
Can
a
y'all
reason-
make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich for me?
Where's
Well done.
I'm grilled cheese. Those are good.
I get you, because I feel like when you go to a steakhouse, everyone's like steak is the A plus of foods, and I'm just not a big steak fan. I'd much rather
Doesn't-
have some mac and cheese.
They got
You can chop up the steak and put it
Yeah.
in my mac and cheese.
Sure.
That would be good.
That's fine.
Or yeah, fajita taco.
Mm-hmm.
I love me a big ass fucking rare ass steak.
Well,
Just fucking big and juicy and just God.
you'd have been pleased, but
Juicy.
I hope you're talking about steak at this point, not something else.
Well, a steak becomes something else.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, it's still steak, but it's sexual.
Sexual steak.
mm,
Oh, okay.
that's
So meaty.
yeah.
Mm.
So
I'm in the same
there
boat as you,
go.
Kelly. The bloodier, the better.
Ugh.
Fuck yes.
I just don't want to be reminded that it was
All
an animal
tender.
that had to die for my meal.
Is that what it is for you?
I mean, I don't. It's not like I get it. Of course, they have to kill the thing I'm eating. I get it.
You're not alone, Amy. A lot of people don't
Just
like
don't
to think
wanna
of it
know.
as a former animal.
Right. Is that why I like chicken McNuggets so much?
Yes.
Because there's no like connection.
Yeah.
In fact, I can't even really figure out how they connect to a chicken. To be
Don't
honest
even
with you.
worry
I'm not
about
sure that is.
Okay. That
you
helps.
don't want to know. Although I will tell you, and it pains me to say this, but I love those homophobic nuggets at Chick-fil-A.
Ooh, the Polynesian sauce. It's been a long time, but I love the Polynesian sauce.
We're
I
over
like the
that, right?
hotel,
Yeah.
and I like the sauce at
I
Chick-fil-A.
will sell out people
Yeah.
I love their rights for those chicken McNuggets.
Waffle fries, that's the shit for me at Chick-fil-A.
Spicy
be.
sandwich for me with mayo.
Yeah.
2 packets of mayo.
Summertime Chick-fil-A, peach shake,
Oh,
chicken
yeah?
sandwich, Polynesian sauce. Dip my waffle fries in the Polynesian sauce. Perfect meal.
Girl, you crazy.
I know.
They have a
Sorry.
great milkshake as
It's been
well.
a
by the
long
way.
time.
Frosty lemonade.
They have a great milkshake. Chocolate.
Is this fun?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it is.
Let me tell you.
People like food, Amy.
People
But
like
that guy's
food.
dead now, so we're okay with him, right?
Unless
we're okay
he
with.
passed down his nonsense, but I don't
But are they open on Sundays now?
No.
No.
They're not open.
No, but I don't think they force their employees to go to church.
I went to Hobby Lobby the other day and
Oh,
got,
you
and got some crafts.
Andy.
You little bitch.
Andy.
Can
Why
I-
don't you just go to the Trump casino and have fun?
No.
Can I just say,
Yeah.
I want to go back to their milkshakes.
Please do.
They are better than a Grater's milkshake for Cincinnati people. I guarantee right fucking now that a Chick-fil-A milkshake a million times better than a Grater's milkshake.
I always make mistakes with the Grater's milkshake because I like the weird flavors that have chunks in them, and those don't work good as a shake. You're going to get that chunk in your straw,
It's a milkshake
and then you're having a
mistake.
blizzard. It's a milkshake.
Listen, I understand the inclination to want to do a crazy flavor, but I always stick with chocolate or strawberry, and Grater's didn't even fucking put whipped cream or a goddamn cherry on it. How is that a fucking shake?
They
Take
always
me to
do
Steak and
on
Shake or
mine.
Chick-fil-A. They do?
Mm-hmm.
Do they really? Like
I
when you go.
don't
You can't lie about milkshakes, Mike. That's just wrong.
No, I'm sorry.
God, you got me all worked up.
The last time I had a fantastic root beer float, I realized that much milk is just not good.
Not good for your bod.
Nope. I had a root beer float coming back from Indianapolis, and ooh, howdy, did that make for an interesting
Ooh-wee.
problem-solving experience.
I like a banana milkshake. It's my favorite flavor. I know, but you're wrong.
Okay.
And
although, you know what?
Steak and Shake and
Chocolate banana.
Yeah,
No.
good.
Okay.
just straight up banana.
All right.
Steak and Shake makes a good one, but
Yeah, he's wrong.
the favorite
chocolate,
one.
okay.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
But my favorite banana milkshake
These
is
people have very strong,
Gold Star Chili.
Oh, really?
I know.
a lot of very strong opinions on milkshakes. I didn't know it was so a point of contention.
Do
They're
you have
important.
feelings?
It's not my favorite thing
Yeah.
because it's too hard to eat.
How are you going to get the boys to the yard, though?
Because they're too thick. My ass.
Oh, there it does.
He's like, I skip right past milkshake.
Yeah.
Shamrock shake?
No,
anybody?
I have my own like little thing I make. It's
Yeah.
a Sprite and chocolate milk.
That's
I mean
disgusting.
chocolate ice cream.
Oh.
Sprite and chocolate ice cream.
Ooh,
guys.
could you imagine if it
So
was
good.
Sprite and chocolate milk?
I like Sprite and vanilla ice cream, so that's a good one. That's a good one. West Coast. What's on West Coast? Is Jack in the Box West Coast listeners? They had a
In-N-Out.
In-N-Out.
Yeah.
Is that what it is? They had a Captain Crunch milkshake once. That was. I still think about.
They have that at Steak and Shake now.
No,
Yeah.
They
they
have cereal
don't.
shakes.
Okay, come on, guys.
All right. So bye. Nice knowing you. He comes back. He's 400 pounds.
Yep.
Well, do you I like it when they have soft serve in the milkshakes because I think it's smoother
How do you know?
as opposed to the hard ice cream.
Oh,
Like the hand dipped.
Yeah.
Restaurants, it's always hand dipped usually.
we need a
Yeah.
taster's choice
No,
experience.
but
I don't know if I can
sometimes,
tell
like
the
in the
difference.
summer where they open this little
Like,
like
Tasty
stands,
Whips.
ice
Cream
cream
Shacks?
stands.
Yeah, dairy stands.
Yeah, some of them make milkshakes and they're a lot better with soft serve because it's smoother.
They make good flurries.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I love a chocolate pretzel flurry with chocolate ice cream. Oh, it's good.
I am confused. So what constitutes soft serve?
it's a powder.
It's just water and powder, right?
Is that it?
Is Dole Whip?
I
soft
always
serve?
say
Yes.
there's no dairy in soft serve, right? It's all chemicals, isn't it?
Isn't it?
Isn't it?
In it.
Is there really? Oh, what's a Frosty then? Is Frosty soft serve? or-
Frosty's
Yeah.
not even soft serve. Like Frosty is like sub soft serve. That's like
Someone said it was
That's
just
like
like
the
lard.
stuff.
A lard mix and something. I
It's
don't know.
you don't like Frosties?
no. I didn't say I don't like
The
them, but like I'm more aware of them being a little bit grosser to me. Like I'll eat a Frosty, but like there's a part of my brain that's like there's something wrong here. Whereas with soft serve, it doesn't really come out of my brain too much.
Is it because it's kind of icicly,
No, it's
the
'cause-
texture of it?
I think it's because I've known people who've worked at Wendy's and they've talked about like making them.
Oh gosh.
What could possibly be wrong about that?
They even make them. They pull the handle down, it comes out.
But it's like the stuff that you have to put in the thing. It's just like this weird oily stuff. I don't know.
Well,
I'm not.
never know.
I'm not disparaging.
It's
It's
still
I'll
the
eat a
best.
fucking Frosty. I'm just saying.
Don't have any people heroes. Don't have any food heroes because
No.
you'll always be disappointed.
Frosties will always be the best dipping sauce.
This is
Yeah.
badass.
French fries, Frosty.
Well, you know my philosophy is as long as it tastes good, I don't give a fuck.
Mm-hmm.
That's not a fuck.
Where it came from,
He'd eat people.
who suffered for it.
Right.
As long as it tastes good, you can.
Or
He'd eat
somebody
suffering
I
puts
just
it-
want to
people.
clarify. I'll eat a Frosty. I just think it's a little gross. At
And
Set
he
your
was-
preference.
And he would prefer a milkshake made out of like Rohingyas that have been massacred.
Mm-hmm.
Because the more suffering, the better, right, Andy?
Does
As
it-
long as it tastes good.
Does it taste good?
Yeah.
Then that's fine.
See, I'm
Tears
on that
flavor
right
it.
now with on season 6 of Real Housewives. Vanderpump is talking about how they try to make the dogs get real upset so that their meat is more tender for some kind of thing she's parading against. So Andy,
Does it
would you
taste?
eat a dog that's been excited? just because it tastes good.
The cuter, the better.
Oh,
You're a monster.
monster.
I'll eat a person if it tastes good.
Yeah, I can see you doing that.
I think I'll cross that line.
You know how sometimes I look at my dogs and I go, I know you love me. The minute I die and you don't have food in your bowl at the appointed time, you're going to eat me, right?
Well, hopefully
No.
you're not just going to be dead on your floor,
Well,
undiscovered.
and then if it was Andy now,
He'll eat you.
he'd eat me.
Yeah, your dogs will. I think your dogs would wait a little bit longer. I mean, cats don't wait long at all. Dogs will
Different.
wait until they're at least hungry.
Yeah.
Andy,
As soon as Amy closes her eyes and takes a nap, I'm like, get a knife and fork and
He's just waiting.
Just hover over her.
He's got
Check and see if
ketchup.
she's still breathing.
He had mustard in his pocket today.
he has pepperoni in his wallet.
That's true. Andy's special.
Andy is.
So yeah. Has anybody got anything interesting happen to anybody this week they want to talk about, or just life is happening?
Oh, I
Fastest.
start a new job tomorrow.
Kelly starts a new job. Give him
Yes.
good vibes.
Please send me all your luck vibes.
Luck vibes to Kelly.
Now, Amy said they have a good cafeteria at this place he works at.
So you'll be great.
Yeah, well, she said a cafeteria. She didn't say if it was good or not, so we'll find out, I
I've never
guess.
eaten in it. I just know they have one in the building.
But I'm excited.
Yeah.
Excited is a strong word. I'm happy.
Mm-hmm.
You're happy you're making money again.
Thank you, yes.
Let's put it that way.
Yappy.
Yeah.
Freddy Morris, he's got an interview tomorrow for a potential cool stuff thing. So, send vibes to everybody.
Send all
Good
your
old thing.
vibes, your pink vibes, your double-headed vibes, all your vibes
Is that,
to NOTLP.
is that what you call them?
Your bedroom candy vibes.
Mm-hmm.
Tell him wear something very low cut.
Yeah, something V-neck.
Yes.
You think that's good for an interview
Something revealing.
in the financial
Yeah.
industry?
Tell him to just bend over and subtly show them his thong,
Yeah.
as if he doesn't know he's doing it.
He needs a business responsible thong is what he needs.
Yeah,
There's
just a little whale
it's like
tail.
pinstriped.
Pinstriped.
A pinstripe whale tail.
Yeah.
Royal blue is a good power color, probably.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah. Royal blue.
With tie to match.
Tie
yeah.
to match.
Yeah, you gotta match it all.
A matching thong
If you
tie
want
combo.
to flourish a scarf out of the pocket, you're on.
Okay.
And tell him to giggle a lot during the interview. Like, hee hee hee.
Play with his hair and his
Yeah.
beard.
Twirl it around his fingers.
Yeah, and just be like, I wanna work
Numbers.
here. It'd be great.
You're so cute.
Do you work out and have him squeeze the interviewer's arm?
Mhm.
There you go.
I think you should do all of these things. You guys are good friends.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want him to get the job?
I told him earlier that, if you have to do a job to get the job,
Mm-hmm.
then you do what you got to do.
Does it taste good, Amy? Then I'll do it.
Then he'll do it. Yes.
What would you?
Would I what?
Do the job to get a job?
No. I don't know. It depends on the job, I guess. They're like, we need somebody to just wander Epcot every day and do whatever they want, and you have an endless supply of money to do whatever you want every day, and all you got to do is just tell us at the end of the day, the fun stuff you did. I might give a handy for that.
I believe you'd go way beyond handy for that.
Not way beyond.
I believe you'd go way beyond handy.
Maybe
for
just
that.
slightly beyond.
I believe you'd get on your back for that.
Sure.
Get on her back and do a handy. That's how she gives hand jobs.
Listen, the entire department.
Line up.
The semen
They're
ball.
they're all gonna chip in for you now that they heard this.
Is Epcot still sponsored by Siemens?
The Spaceship Earth was. I don't know if it still is.
I don't know.
Okay.
Interesting.
Okay, this
There you go, Amy. It's
hypothetical
your way
job. What is the salary? The minimal salary for you to do the whole HR department?
And keep it reasonable. Don't say something like $40 million.
Oh, no, because it's Orlando. It's not like a crazy expensive place. It's not like New York or San Francisco. So I mean, 70.
No.
70,000?
No.
You need to at least break 6 digits.
Yeah.
All right. I said be reasonable, not.
'cause-
not
No, it's just that's
easy.
my salary. The stuff they give me to just goof off at Epcot every day is separate.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
But
And
what-
it's unlimited, right? You
But what are
get
you going
whatever.
to do to cover the pain, Amy? The memories.
Drinking.
La Cava?
Okay, so it's
Around the
expensive.
world.
You need more than 70.
La Cava to get
La Cava?
Yeah.
Your
La
La
Cava-
Cava breakfast smoothie that you're going to start
Yes.
your day off.
called
Margarita
my-
breakfast smoothie.
My avocado margarita every
Oh,
morning.
God.
And then I'll move on to the aquavit. And then some limoncello in Italy. some Molson, Canada.
Keep it going.
Lord.
Keep it going.
That frozen Kirin in Japan.
Oh.
Which is gross, but I'll do it anyway.
What about the blackberry currant cider?
Yes,
in
that
England?
cider at Rose and Crown. This is
Amy,
how I cover the pain.
I think I now owe you a job.
And this is every day?
Every day.
Oh my god.
Can you just
So I won't
repeat
live
those
long.
drinks
Yeah.
every morning? That's what I'm going to meditate to in the mornings
No,
from now
because
on.
you said keep it reasonable. I feel like $70,000 for my life, and then they pay for everything I do every day.
The
All right.
memories, Amy.
I'm making memories.
Oh,
I do it for free.
You're making new memories to cover up the old. I gotcha.
And
Okay.
it's got a good insurance plan too, I'm sure, for your therapy that you need for the train they run on you.
Oh yeah, totally. But
I don't even think I'd be that bothered. I think after all, I'd be like, it wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
But like, if I get to be the first person on Soarin' every day, that goes away pretty quick.
Also, you get like unlimited fast passes too, right?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
I've been on a Oprah Super Soul Sunday kick, and she had this lady on there talking about money, and something that she said now is like echoing with what you're talking about.
No.
But she said what you appreciate appreciates. So that now that you're appreciating Epcot, that's interesting to see how it's appreciating for you.
How does what I did to get there?
Right.
And do I have to
You're not-
re-up the
you're not-
train every year?
You're not hurting anybody
I'm not
except
hurting
you.
True. I was having a conversation with some youngsters who were doing a job they didn't really like, and they were talking about like how it made them feel. And I'm like, unfortunately, getting a good job involves a little bit of prostitution, whoring.
Yep.
We all have to do things we don't like.
Oh,
except for Kelley.
I'm very good at PowerPoint.
Well, that's why I've lost so many jobs, is because I don't do
You get
what
to
I
that-
don't like.
That point where it's you got to do this thing you don't like, and you're like, I'm out.
Work in general is what I don't like. So I'm in the same boat.
Yeah.
Yep.
But is this like a tenure job where you can't get fired?
The only way I can get fired is if I'm not having fun every day.
Okay.
Oh gosh.
Oh, that's a lot of pressure to have fun.
So now you have trauma and that you have to deal with, and you have the expectation of having happy every day.
But it's only Monday through Friday, so Saturday and Sunday I can be sad.
I feel like this is the makeup
Now-
for.
Is this just one park too, or just Epcot?
Well, I just thought of Epcot because I feel like it offers the most variety.
Okay. Because that's the only park that has, well,
It's the only park that has the alcohol
Yeah.
that dulls my
Mhm.
pain.
yes,
Hmm.
down there, because
Yeah.
they went to town on
Hollywood
you.
Studios is starting to become a
That's
little bit of
true.
a drinky park.
I can't say anything until Star Wars and Pixar
Yeah.
Toy Story Land
But-
opens, and then I will.
But they
able
need to
to put
talk
it
to
on the-
Jacob from our friend from the Overlook.
Yeah.
Because they need more, like Epcot. The reason I like drinking in Epcot, it's experiential drinking, where
theme.
Hollywood Studios is like, here's a drink.
They're like, "Hey, we got some sports on the thing. Will you want to be?
We got a sports bar.
We got your sports. We got your beer.
Mm-hmm.
Your family's out there."
Is there booze at Universal?
Oh, Universal is, yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Can you
they're
get
the
real
trash park. Okay.
Can you get real butter beers at Harry Potter World?
Yes. And they're
It's just
exactly what
cream
you
soda,
think they
which
would
is
be.
disgusting.
Hold on.
No, it is.
Hold on.
Listen, you can admit it.
What do you want me to admit?
That butter beer is just cream soda, and cream soda is gross.
JK Rowling.
Just kidding, Rolling.
Yeah, just kidding, Rowling. She was very specific about her non-sugary drinks or something in the Universal parks in her area. That's why you can't get a Coca-Cola in the Harry Potter park.
Can't.
Nope.
Oh.
No Coca-Cola.
Can you bring one in? Can I just sneak one in at least?
I don't know.
Well, of course you could bring one.
Can I get an iced Earl Grey? I'll
Do
take
you guys remember when that used to be you had to smuggle that stuff in? I remember getting in trouble at Kings Island for putting a Burger King breakfast sandwich in my cargo shorts, and someone said I had to throw it away, so I ate it in front of them in spite.
Yeah, they're cool about it now.
They're
they
cooler.
understand.
I think Disney's very cool about
Yeah.
it, but that's like Disney also lets you take pictures on coasters. You're gonna get freaking a fine in other parks.
Oh, you guys is
So we know how much Amy's worth now.
not much. Listen, I will do a lot to just have what I want. You know what
Well,
I
I
mean?
feel like it's an equal trade.
Yeah.
Amy, if you can bring me on, I'll be your grief therapist.
Yeah.
Okay, thank
And
you.
how is that necessarily trauma? Having a train run on you?
You're right. Some people that might be very good for them.
I don't think it would bother me all
I feel
that
like
much.
there's a ripple effect of consequences that are going to come out of that.
I have to never see those people again.
Okay.
I don't want to be reminded.
But like, no, you have to see them every year when you re-up your contract to
Oh
renegotiate.
no, your observation.
Okay. Well, we'll
Like your employee
Think about
review.
those.
You gotta need every year. You need one of those.
like a full-on train every year.
No, just the head of HR. Like like when we first got the job, it was the whole HR department.
God.
That can't be more than
maintenance.
4 people.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I can't get the image of like the Good Morning Mickey show where all the characters coming in on train.
Yeah, they're
to
coming.
wave at everybody.
Hey, and then the train keeps going into a dark room, and they're like, "Hey."
Where's Amy?
So every year you need to renegotiate your contract.
Okay, well that's great.
In Cinderella's castle, but that's what happens.
No. Okay, well that would be kind of cool though.
Do you want to be dressed like Cinderella?
No,
At the
I
time?
don't like this. I don't like this anymore.
Stop sexualizing Disney World.
I'll do
it's not
anything I
about
want.
Disney World.
Have you seen Ariel in her grotto?
And her
Areola.
areolas. We were talking earlier that Disney needs to get on board and create Disney themed weed. Because imagine
Just imagine.
what
Wishes.
I want a wishes blend.
You're gonna have you're gonna have a Wish Upon a Star.
Happily
strain.
ever after strain.
Mm-hmm.
Some Peter Pan, make you fly.
Oh fucking shit, mother.
What would the Haunted Mansion be?
It would be very dank.
Gracie's Danky.
It's a small world after all.
Oh.
So have we ruined Disney for everybody?
I think
now?
we have.
Yeah.
I
You know, when we go to Disney World
Good.
to retire
Go
when we're
away.
80s, I hope this show, we have to rub this show out.
Yeah, that they can't.
They're gonna come. They're gonna come to your guys' bungalow, and they're gonna be like, "We found something very disturbing from 40 or so years ago.
The
We'd like to
Dilly
ask you
Whips are
about
canceled.
this."
No!
They were
You
like-
can't even say that and put that energy into the air.
I'm sorry.
Dilly Whip's back on.
Dilly Whips Forever. That's the name of our Disney
Hypothetical
show.
band.
Hypothetical Disney show that we were gonna.
What's a dilly whip?
I don't remember. I think we were drunk.
No,
But it's something we've been talking about for years that we're gonna put it on the show. We're the Dilly Whips.
You can get a dilly bar at Dairy Queen.
There you go.
That's part of it, but it has nothing to do with Dairy Queen.
Wow.
It's more to do with Dole Whips, but I think
Dole whips, dilly whips.
when we had some of that margarita magic.
When I ride through with my dilly whip, ride through with my dilly whip.
If you're ever in line with us at Snow White's Mystery Mine Ride, you're in for a treat.
Oh,
'cause
yeah.
Our first performance piece, it's pretty great, and you get to hear it whenever we're in the mine.
I love Snow White's mine ride. I like to go in the caboose.
It's called the Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. Mike
Yeah,
can't
it
get
is.
it right.
Mine train.
Oh,
It's
poor
Snow White's
White.
Mystery
Yeah.
Mine. Get it together. Hi ho.
Why do you think the dwarves let her stay in that house? It's like it's like your HR meeting.
She needed somewhere to
Snow
stay.
White's tiny hole ride.
Yeah,
It's a mine. Mines are tiny holes.
they ran it. They
I'm
ran a
pay
tiny
you no
trail on
mind
her.
right now.
Stop it. Mind your own business. All right. Well, I'm gonna put a stop to the banter. Remember Horror Hound Weekend's coming up. HorrorHoundWeekend.com. They're doing an ET shebango.
What?
So if you're into
They're
that,
doing the E.T. shebango?
Steven Spielberg?
What's a shebango?
D. Wallace is gonna be there.
Oh, D.
Oh, yeah,
Wallace is
Elliot.
great.
Elliot's gonna be there. Somebody else, and I forget.
Drew Barrymore.
Drew Barrymore.
Holy shit.
No.
E.T. is going to be there.
If you're into ET, that would be fun for you, I imagine.
But
It's going to be
the-
nothing but Reese Pieces all weekend long.
Will E.T. be there?
Yeah.
E.T. is going to
Yeah.
be there.
Shit, yeah.
He's going to have a little phone on his desk.
He's like, wow.
Will Neil Diamond be singing about his heart light?
Uh-huh. He'll be
Okay.
putting it on and
Which
everything.
still was one of the best realizations of my adulthood life.
You're gonna
That
be
song
touching
was really about
fingers.
E.T.
Yeah.
I wonder what he looks like now. Does he
Neil
be
Diamond?
just aged?
Oh.
E.T.
E.T.?
Yeah.
I don't know.
He looks younger. He's
You
like,
got the
he's
phone.
got
Oh.
Benjamin Button. He's got
Imogene Hotep.
Imogene Hotep Bunyan disease.
Can't wait for that photo op. A young E.T.
Bunyan disease.
Oh.
That's a thing. Okay, so that's happening, right? That's
Yeah,
exciting.
That is exciting.
Also, if you like the show and you want to support it, patreon.com/NOTLP. If you're into that sort of thing, you can go support the
Yeah.
show there.
If
What
you're-
you appreciate appreciates.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why hasn't Funyuns ever created a mascot called Paul Funyuns? And it's just a giant guy with an axe and a huge bag of Funyuns.
I'm glad you went that direction
Yeah.
instead of like Funyun Bunions.
Oh,
That's the only thing that like brings him relief. Like, oh,
Yeah.
my toes acting up. I need some
He's
Funyuns.
gotta have Funyuns.
Count.
He's a lumberjack. He works hard. Instead of pancakes and jack
Where
cakes.
does the onion part in the Funyun exist? Because the first time I had that, there's no onion inside those.
Maybe it's like an onion powder.
I think it's because it's shaped like an onion. That's the only reason they call it.
That's
an
not what
onion
onions are
ring.
shaped like.
Yeah.
Well, an onion ring is.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I know what an onion looks like.
Well, I
because-
know what you said.
So
Well,
you're
onions are
basically
round.
naming it after something where it was really important, and then you're taking that important thing out of it, but you're still naming it that.
Because you're putting fun
I think
in
you're
there.
supposed to think that it tastes like onion.
So it's supposed to be both a fun and an onion.
Yeah.
I think it's supposed to taste
It's like
an
onions,
onion
but
ring.
fun. Yeah, it's supposed to be an onion ring.
Does it taste like an onion? Though? I don't remember in my head.
They taste like onions.
Does it? Okay.
It
Like
tastes
artificial
like,
onions.
It tastes like chemicals
Yeah.
that could be considered onion-esque.
Like
Do they-
Doritos.
Do they have like other flavors of Funyuns, or is it just like straight up original?
Grippo's makes really awesome ring-shaped treats. Or if we're talking about ring-shaped treats or onion-shaped treats right now.
I was just talking about Funyun
What's the
flavors.
what flavor
One
is the,
kind of
is the
Funyun.
rung? Is it
Funyun
an onion?
flavored.
No, it's Grippo barbecue flavor. Oh, and they make steakhouse flavor. Like you know the blooming onion at Outback.
Outback.
They make a flavor like that.
After our breakfast, this is starting to make me feel
Yeah,
like a
let's
little...
stop.
Ooh.
So that's why kids are never going to really know what an onion actually looks like anymore.
Never.
Nope.
Sad.
Never. They will never go to a grocery store. They'll never go to a farm.
They don't teach it in school anymore. Did you know
They
that?
don't. They don't.
They don't teach them how to learn time, and they don't teach them about what onions look like. Kids these days are running around. They think onions are Funyuns.
That's it.
Do they even know what a shallot is?
Oh,
Do they even know?
Gene shallot?
Right.
I don't know. I still don't really know what a shallot is.
Oh, honey.
Sometimes it looks like an onion.
It's like a radish-shaped
good.
It's
onion.
a tiny onion, basically.
It tastes like an onion.
Yeah.
I've cut them up in home oven,
Yeah.
green fresh.
Yep.
That thing. Mail order boxes.
Home oven. So if we're done here, are we ready to move on?
Mhm.
Freddie has a bunions.
Yeah.
He was just complaining about them the other day.
No. Freddie complaining about an ailment.
Oh, no.
Tell me more.
Do you think Dolph Lundgren and Todd Rundgren like Funyuns?
Oh God! I hope they get married. They'll be
I do too.
Lundgren Dungren.
The Lundgren Dungrens? Rundgrens? They love Rugrats and bunghole.
Liquors.
But what was it though? What would we come up with? Was the name last night? Bunghole Princess.
Bunghole.
Oh, we can't remember now.
Buttercream.
Bunghole Buttercream.
Bunghole buttercream.
That's the name of the Lundgren Rundgrens.
Well, thanks for
So do you hyphenate
They
a
take
name
it
like
down.
that?
They take it down in their dungeon.
The Dungeon of Lundgren Dungren?
Yeah,
Lundgren, Rundgren, Zungren.
And then they have Fungren
yeah.
when they go eat Funyuns.
Aw.
Do
yeah,
they
they
go
do.
to work at Dundler and Mifflin? No, wait, that didn't work.
Mifflin.
Sorry. I withdraw that.
Hello, boys and girls. It's time for straight-to-video Russian roulette.
Welcome back, children, legendary children, and upcoming legends or something. Kelly was supposed to watch a movie. Tell me about that, Kelly.
Well, I watched like 25 minutes of it.
You sure did.
Did you enjoy the 25 minutes you saw?
I liked where it was headed. I thought it was a nice, serious ghost movie unfolding.
Goosed.
I like Tommy Jane. His hair's weird. I feel like he belongs to Netflix now.
Yeah, they own him, body and soul.
And they keep trying to make him not look like Tommy Jane.
Hmm.
But I love him, and he was good in
But I love it.
in the 25 minutes I saw.
Of?
Before I Wake.
There you go. Tommy Jane.
Kate Bosworth.
Yeah.
She's
I can't.
She's got a forgettable.
She's very bland to me.
thing happening. Not that I'm not trying to say she's a horrible person,
No, I heard she killed a bunch of guys.
but you're kind of like, oh, if I saw you outside, I'd never know that was you.
So your friend Andy,
Yeah, so I took a bullet for Kelley.
He took the bullet so I could go
yeah.
to breakfast.
Because we hung out at Kelly's house last night, and the lovely Elise made us an awesome dinner.
It was pretty good.
And it was kind of a late
And by
night.
pretty good, I mean it was fucking
Yeah,
amazing.
it was fantastic. And like Kelley hadn't watched the movie yet, and I kind of figured he's gonna not have time to watch the movie, so I got up early to watch it for him.
It was real sweet. And I was going to watch it.
Yeah,
I was watching it.
He was
He
in
was
process, but
watching
I didn't want him to miss out on breakfast.
Which I'm glad. That was
Yeah.
good French toast and bacon and fucking cheesy grits.
But as the mother of the house,
Yeah.
of NOTOP,
You're taking care of
I
your
felt I
kids.
have to take care of my children.
Yeah.
So I took
That's
the
very
bullet for him.
kind.
And it was a bullet I was happily took because I like this movie. Because Mike Flanagan, I feel like that's a mark of excellence.
Yeah.
He's done.
Did he direct this?
reliable.
Yeah.
Shit, he directs everything now. That man works.
You better.
Walk.
This show is so gay.
Seriously, I did not even realize that. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Mike
Yeah, but
Flanagan.
did you feel that from what you saw, like looking back on?
now
do
that you say
feel
it,
that-
yeah, I've picked up on that.
I feel he has like a very a signature.
He's good
to
at
his
spooky.
movies. Yeah.
He is real good at spooky.
Like he did Oculus, which I loved. I
Oculus
feel
is
like
awesome.
Oculus does not get enough credit.
Was he the one that did the girl who couldn't hear
Hush,
in the
yeah,
yes,
that was real good, too.
fantastic
Yeah.
one.
Yeah,
Good
he's
on you, Flanagan.
Yeah.
super solid. Like,
Ouija 2?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was-
that was probably his weakest movie, but that's not
But
his
it was
movie.
way better than it
Weakest-
had any right to be.
weakest
Yeah.
Mike Flanagan movie, strongest Ouija
Yeah.
movie.
Ouija.
Strongest movie that's ever been tied to a Ouija
Yeah.
board.
Ouija. And he did Gerald's Game, which is really good too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I feel like I just really like his little
He's reliable. I
stamp.
feel
Yeah.
like you can go in and you know you're going to get something.
Yeah, this movie is about a boy, Tommy Jane
Tommy Jane.
and Katie B. They take in a foster child, Jacob Tremblay from The Room.
the Codester.
Yeah.
Just
And-
from Room.
Room?
The Room.
Oh,
is
that's
something
the- that's Tom
entirely
Wiseau.
different.
They,
yeah.
they took in a young boy, Tommy Wiseau.
Oh, hi, Tommy.
He's like, I'm
It'd be funny
only,
if he was like,
I'm only 8 years old.
they're so chrysalis. I like butterflies. Because the little kid likes butterflies.
Yeah.
So they take in this foster child, and he has this ability to, his dreams become reality. So whatever he dreams, it like manifests like physically.
Oh.
So at first, like he's afraid to go to sleep because eventually he's gonna have nightmares and some shit's gonna happen. But like most of the time, it's pleasant dreams. And the parents, they took in the foster child because their son died a couple years ago, pretty young. And once they realize he has this ability, the Kate Bosworth, like, hey, do you want to see pictures of our son?
Oh, shit. It's kind of a Pet Cemetery
Yeah.
twist. Oh, bad idea, Katie. Bad idea. I do want to watch the rest of this, too.
All right.
That's a great premise.
Yeah, but like I think the strength of Mike Flanagan's work is he creates characters that you really sympathize with
Yeah.
and like care about, and like the Oculus characters and
Yeah.
like Gerald's Game and Hush. I feel his strength is character development,
Absolutely.
and not necessarily he's a good storyteller too, but it's mostly about you're invested in these characters, not
Yeah.
because of what's happened, because they're like in a horror movie, because you're actually invested in them.
Which is that's the kind of horror movie I like anyway. Like, I like, strong characters, mature characters, people that feel real.
Mhm.
That's what, to me, makes a good, any kind of movie.
The stakes get higher when you care about
Yeah,
the characters.
and you understand their motivations. I know, like in all horror movies, they have certain reasons of why they do the stupid things they do, but you understand it more when you there's more backstory to the characters, and you actually care about like them. So like what she's doing is not necessarily the best thing, but you understand why she's doing it.
Yeah, you get it.
I think I just realized a little bit why I like dumb horror movies with dumb characters doing dumb things sometimes.
Because you don't feel.
Because it gives me a break from empathizing.
Mm-hmm.
And
Sure.
I'm constantly doing that.
Yeah.
Taking on all the world's pain for
Mhm.
myself because I'm selfish.
You're an empath.
Yeah, that's
And sometimes I just need a break from giving two shits.
Yeah, that's why you watch so much Real Housewives, right?
Yes, and that's why I watch a lot of murder shows.
Did
Don't
you
ask
say
me why that is fine.
Did you just equate your empathy to selfishness?
Because I'm selfish, yeah.
Oh.
I know. I'm working on it with my therapist. I got a new therapist. She's really great.
Self-care.
She like listens.
Mhm.
She just lets me talk, which sometimes it's like, lady, please make me stop.
No,
But
that's what she
anyway,
gets paid for.
That's true.
By you.
Yeah, by me.
She
I just
works for
make
you.
It rain on her face.
Yeah.
Is that how you pay her? That's not professional.
No.
They're like, now coming to the stage, Dr. Wilson.
She's like, would it make you happy? And I was like, yeah, it would actually make me happy to humiliate you.
And you don't have to pay her in coins either. That just
No.
makes it worse.
I know, it makes it hurt.
It hurts.
Yeah. So,
So anyway,
yeah. So eventually, like he can't control his dreams because they're dreams. There's your subconscious. So like things eventually get worse and things happen, and there's a lot of good character design in this because like he manifests his like nightmares, and there's just there's this creature he conjures up, and it's like really good character design.
Ooh, I'm excited to finish this movie.
Yeah. I like it because it's a it looks like a child's idea of a monster.
Yeah?
You know, like it was like how It did that.
Yes.
It was like a child was drawn come to life, and this is the same like character design choice. So I really like that it's not like this fully realized monster. It's it's like I said, a child's drawn come to life. It's not. It's like their idea of what's terrifying, and not necessarily what an adult finds terrifying.
That's awesome. Mike Flanagan, man.
I know. Good for
I just,
him.
you know what I want to, I feel like Netflix originals are like kind of grabbing, like I feel like once they find somebody or a team that works well together, because I feel like Mike Flanagan's on a lot of stuff with Netflix. I
He
feel
has
like,
a series coming up or something.
yeah?
House on Hill House.
Oh yeah, The Haunting of Hill House.
Yeah,
Is
something
that
like
him?
that. I think
doing
so.
That's right.
should be
Or he's
pretty
doing
great.
something.
And then, because I think, did he make Absentia?
Yeah.
I think that was like, his first couple movies popped up on Netflix before, he got, I think, to do Oculus for like a major release. And then I think most of his stuff has either premiered or been made for Netflix.
He's doing I think he's doing The Haunting of Hill House, but he's also doing the Shining. He's doing Dr. Sleep.
Oh,
Yes.
Dr. What?
Dr. Sleep. Which Tim, our good friend Tim, texted me that yesterday, the news about that,
Oh,
which
hi,
is very
Tim.
exciting. Hi, Tim,
Hi,
and
Tim and
Esther.
Esther. We love you.
Baby.
Loves.
Yeah. And speaking of love, like there's a lot of heart in Mike Flanagan movies.
Yeah, for sure.
Like you can really feel that he puts everything in, like he really feels these stories.
Yeah.
And like this is not his best movie, but the end kind of just wrapped up
Yeah.
really quickly. But like the positives outweighed the negatives pretty handedly.
Oh,
thought
sure.
I read that
I
he-
recommend
I think he
this movie a
Did
lot.
this movie a while ago.
Yeah, it was like shelved for a couple years,
Yeah.
and then Netflix snatched it up because he's their bitch now. So,
Yeah.
But a good bitch.
Yeah, I hope they keep him
Yeah.
as bitch for a while.
He's
Because
in the house.
Maybe
of
they had an
Netflix.
agreement. A Netflix train.
He's a legendary child of the house
Mhm.
of Netflix.
Yeah.
All
Before
these
I
up-
Wake, I highly recommend it.
Yeah.
all these upcoming Mike horror directors, are you going to start directing? You got Mike Doherty who's doing the
Yeah.
new Godzilla versus V Kong movie.
Yep.
Or maybe it's just Godzilla monster. Anyway, he's doing a Godzilla movie. Mike Doherty, who did Krampus and Trick or Treat. Now I got Mike Flanagan doing every movie. That's
You got Mikey B doing the Paul Funyuns
Yeah.
biopic.
Paul Funyan Bunyan movie.
Yep, Paul Funyuns,
Mm-hmm.
House of Onions.
It'll
There's
make you
nobody
cry.
else that could really bring
you
it to
cut it.
life
Yeah.
the way you could.
I think
Well,
I
I'm-
appreciate that.
Yeah, I'm gonna hold off until I see it because I don't know about your previous work.
Yeah.
Right.
This is your first time
Well,
director.
You know, it's going to be that
Yeah.
freshman 40. I don't know what that means, but it's
He's-
going to be weighty.
He's gonna put on the freshman 40.
I'm a
Damn,
freshman
40.
Yeah.
But
And it's going to be something special. It's going to be a
40 flannel
different take.
shirts.
I know a lot of people have a preconceived notions about what a Funyun Bunyan movie would be. I really want to just turn that on its ear.
Turn it on its ear.
Right.
On its head. You're gonna deconstruct it and put it back together.
I'm going to season it a little bit differently.
Mm-hmm,
Yep.
He's
Is it
gonna
going to
make-
be like a multi-sensory experience where they hand out Funyuns during the movie?
Yeah.
But you're only gonna get to smell them.
There's-
You don't
Yeah.
get to
No, like in Soren, they're gonna pump Funyuns to the
Gonna pump
theater.
Funyun powder, and unfortunately, there's a little bit of like fleck still in the Funyun powder smell. It's giving some issues right now, but we're working through
People
that.
are sneezing a
and,
lot, and then
yep,
you can't hear the
before
movie.
you know
I
it.
don't know.
Yeah.
The set reports I've been hearing, they're not good.
Well, no, it's just
He's a monster.
Well, there's been a
Yeah.
lot of accusations,
Yeah.
and still more to come.
Can I tell a gross?
I do want to get out in front of that though. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that today, but
Not
one of
today.
these days.
Get with your PR people.
Yeah.
Can I tell a gross potato chip story?
Of
That relates to Funyun.
course.
It doesn't relate to Funyuns at all, but when I was a kid, I was eating a bag of sour cream and onion Ruffles, and I reached down in the bag, and there was a big ball of the powder seasoning in it, and it was just this big green ball of like sour cream and onion. It would just put me off chips for like a few days at
All
least.
chips or just those?
All
okay.
chips.
Yeah.
Had you?
It was just like,
Did you eat it?
No.
Oh.
Was it early in your sour cream and onion chip journey, or was it like when you were already full of sour cream and onion chips, and you're like,
In
"Oh,
that
I shouldn't
particular
be eating"?
session.
I'd already crushed the bag.
Oh, so okay.
It was the end of the bag, and I was like, what is that rolling around in there?
I feel like 3 or 4 times I've had a lot of Dorito journeys. 3 or 4
Yeah.
times I've had that one bad Dorito chip. You know, I don't know if
Yes.
anybody's ever experienced the bad Dorito chip that you're like, oh, what happened to that?
Well, it's sometimes you get one chip that's over fried.
Yeah, it's
and
too
it
hard.
tastes, and it's like tastes burnt.
Yes, that's what it is.
Yeah.
It's exactly what it is. Thank you, Andy.
So we all know about the Dorito burn chip.
Yeah, you just named it. You named
Why?
it for me. That made it a little bit easier.
Why is it that every flavor of Doritos is well seasoned? There's an appropriate amount of seasoning on the chip except Cool Ranch. There's like barely any taste on that.
Because they're the best one, and they want you to want more.
Get mad.
There was an article
so
about
mad.
how Doritos comes up with like the perfect chemicals for comfort food that'll kind of it'll a little bit like what McDonald's for supersize was.
Well,
This will be a little bit like Doritos,
What's-
but
little Xanax
Yeah.
powder.
yeah, it's basically like whatever comforting
Yeah.
chemical compounds they can create.
That is the only snack that I can crush without even thinking about
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Like next thing you look down and the bag's gone.
Ooh, Andy got me Takis for my birthday, and I was trying really good not to eat after 10 o'clock, and I remembered the Taki bag after I was really hungry. Man, I had
You
to
went-
wash my sheets the next day.
You
'cause I
did-
had some Taki powder stains.
you did a walkie-talkie.
I did a walkie-talkie.
You
I
walkie
can-
and got those talkies.
Oh,
Did you
crush
burn
them.
your taste buds off the roof of your mouth?
Yeah.
I actually- I gotta
cannot be
say-
stopped with Takis.
I love
I
Takis.
I'm not really a fan of Doritos.
That's okay.
I'll eat
It's just
them.
weird.
Well, no, everybody likes them.
Yeah.
I don't like Doritos.
So what can you crush?
Fritos for me will be like
Ooh.
is one where I'll like look at the bottom of the. I'm like, oh,
Chili cheese Fritos,
Yeah.
y'all. It's
I-
gone.
I
It's
ate 'em all.
on like Donkey Kong.
Okay.
See
If
you
you
later.
get a hold of barbecue Fritos,
No, that's disgusting. I don't
They're
like
not
barbecue
disgusting.
flavor.
They're amazing.
No,
Hey
you're
Kelly,
wrong.
can I get my chili Fritos? It's my money, fat boy.
that is my money.
Is this Friday?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. With these two, it's either Friday or Friends.
Mama.
Man, I hate him.
All right. So
Baby back.
Fritos or
There's a lot of things,
Yeah.
but Fritos is one where I've definitely like not realized I was done until I was like, oh,
Mm.
there's nothing left in the. I'm reaching in and just being mystified by
Yeah.
the lack of Fritos.
And there's no chance of a big ball of seasoning unless the chili.
Oh, man,
I don't
that's
really
what
eat
it
the.
is.
I don't really get the chili cheese ones. I'll eat them, but just plain Fritos
Yeah.
for me, man.
Mm-mm.
all right.
So
baby
what am I
girls.
going to be watching?
Oh, we're gonna.
Yeah, Kelly's just
Okay,
gonna.
that makes
take
sense.
it,
That makes
yeah.
sense. It makes sense.
It's fair.
All right. It's called The Hatred.
Oh,
Oh, that's my favorite rock band.
yeah.
It's new metal.
The Hat Red.
The hatred. The hat red.
4 young women head to a country house for an idyllic weekend retreat.
Ooh, sounds sexy.
But what lies in store for them is far from the dreamy getaway they imagined.
Lots of sapphic spooks.
Starring Andrew Divoff, the Wishmaster himself.
Spookiness.
Yeah.
Not spooks.
Nope. All right. So that'll be happening for the next show in your life, listeners.
Yeah.
Are you excited?
Well,
Okay. We'll be right back then. This week's main attraction is the 1990 documentary Paris is Burning. Andy, this was your choice.
It was my choice.
Your body, your choice.
Yeah. You gotta say that every time, don't you?
No, but just at least twice.
Okay. Gotta check off the boxes. Like, oh, said it twice.
Tell us about all the balls.
The balls. Well, okay, I'm gonna say why I chose this movie.
All right.
Well, first of all, Drag Race All Stars just started, so I feel like it's very timely.
I saw the first episode.
You did.
So you can get it on the VH1 app if you can't watch it live, which who the fuck does?
Yeah, it's very VH1. Get your shit together.
Please.
Yeah, that's very difficult to watch.
Right.
And I also chose this movie because I was at Hot Topic a couple months, like last month.
You were at Hot Topic?
Yes.
Oh, Hot Topic?
You were a hot topic.
I was a Hot Topic.
I was at Hot Topic where I was a Hot Topic.
I was returning something, and the checkout, the girl, the cashier was like, bantering with me. She said, "Oh, I like your hat," and it was like, "Come through, Figment," because I was wearing a Figment hat.
Yeah.
Come through.
And it's like, yes, I was like, yeah, I love Figment, and she's like, "Yes, fam, yes, queen."
Oh, shit.
And gave me a high five, and this is like this lily white girl like shouting out these
Was she a cis
phrases.
A
what? No.
she a cis person?
No. Yes, she was.
Lady?
And like just like it was just interesting to me how she she's probably a Drag Race fan. So I'm just interesting to see how it's like seeped into like mainstream culture.
Drag Race is definitely having a moment.
Yeah. They just got their Funko Pops.
I saw those.
Yeah. RuPaul and Alaska and Trixie, I think I got their own Funkos.
Yeah.
So, but like, yeah, she's obviously a Drag Race fan, but without Paris is Burning, you would not have Drag Race.
Without that culture and that
Yes.
that scene. When RuPaul was part of that.
Yeah, she was part of the
scene.
club kids growing up.
Yeah.
And even the show is like very structured, like the ball scene.
Yes, because I was like, what I knew about drag was drag shows. They go perform, you throw money at them, done. But that's not really what they do on Drag Race. They have categories, and you go with this category, which is what the balls did.
And you got to serve the realness of the category. And like in the ballroom scene, they have the judges just like in Drag Race.
Yeah.
And they have the runway and even the lip sync battle at the end is very similar to like the voguing battles.
Yeah.
That they do in the Paris is Burning.
My goodness.
So that's why I chose this movie. And it's just because it's just interesting to see how culture just trickles down to like mainstream. So it just got me thinking. Maybe I thought about too much, but when that girl, is spouting out, yes. But, you see that everywhere now. Instagram has like yas stickers,
I think it's a good thing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And
that it's all a part of that. It's seeped in everywhere.
It's growing.
Yeah.
It's a growth. You've got a growth, but one you don't want to have
get
removed.
that checked out.
It's very benign. In
But
fact, it's beneficial.
It's got irregular edges.
Yeah.
I think with anything though like this, that to know where it
But
comes from.
it's important to know where
It's
it's
important.
come from.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. You go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna say, like, you look at Hot Topic's kind of funny because you think like I always, live in a time capsule where it's like Hot Topic was for goth kids, and then you walk in a Hot Topic, a few years ago, it's like, oh, I can get my nerd geek wear at Hot Topic, and now you're getting into the drag race stuff. I think for me, like being such into nerd culture so much, like I don't mind that. I love that that culture is fun and cool and people are into it now, but it's like understand a little bit of where some of that culture comes from. It didn't used to be cool to bring your Star Wars lunchbox, but
No, it didn't.
We have to honor them because they paved the way for so many people to live the life they live now.
Well, I think the reason. I'll fight you.
I'll go first.
I will Vogue fight you.
I'd
And
love
I
to
think
see
I'll
that.
win.
I don't think you will.
Oh, bitch, are you saying?
Oh, he throwing shade.
I don't have to tell her that she'll lose because she knows
she's going to lose.
What I love, first of all, I thought this was a beautiful movie. It was actually very moving for me, and I love the idea, and especially when they were talking in the beginning about how none of this existed, and a lot of those people and all of those kids didn't have anything, and so they created a world for themselves where they could feel special and loved and appreciated, and like, you know, they made, it was very IDW. Like, they were just like, well, fuck it, if other people aren't going to be there for us, we'll be there for each other, and we'll create something for ourselves, and then it spilled out into the world because of just their power and just the beauty of it, and the joy that they got. In, you know, again, their lives are very hard. A lot of times, a lot of them were homeless, you know, and this gave them some joy, you know, that they could take back out afterwards. Because someone was saying, like, when you leave the ballroom and you go back to your life, it's very hard. So you have to try and like keep that feel. You have to manufacture that feeling a little bit. And I feel, you know, this helped them to have things to look forward to, and to put their mind on, so that they weren't necessarily always thinking about like how hard, you know, their life was at the moment. A lot of them had to leave home because their families didn't accept, you know, how they were. Just I thought that was great.
You got to keep in mind why they created this, to protect themselves and to give them some place where they could be a happy and center of attention, exactly what they wanted to be, and it was totally fine.
And it's awesome because you see them like that, while they can come at each other as hard as they want to, like they're not going to let anybody come into that space, and they're taking care of their own.
And it is all out of like, again, it's, you could tell how inclusive they were with each other, because they created categories so that everyone could participate.
There were so many categories.
Yeah, and they were probably making new ones all the time, so that everyone could be whatever they wanted and still be a star for their moment. Like, that's really just wonderful. I love that.
Well, it started off with like sad reasons, because society, like you said, didn't accept them, so they had to create their own world, and feel like superstars. Yeah, and like that's very relatable because they have to pass. They talk about realness. And for the longest time, like, you know, gay people, they have to pass as straight.
Yeah, to hide it.
Yeah, it's the realness. I had to serve straight realness. And like RuPaul says, like, we're all born naked and the rest is drag. Everybody has to put on personas to a certain extent, and that's, you know, they all have all these different personas that they put on.
So then the question becomes, now that culture has permeated into all groups, except for like certain really bro-y, you know, like people are using the terminology, people are enjoying drag race, everybody's gay now, everybody's a little bit gay now. You know, the worry is that are we appropriating, are we exploiting, are we doing that? But I think
it's fine, because everybody has to dip their toe in at some point.
The only way you understand somebody else is by understanding where they've come from. So make sure you're understanding where that comes from, and why, and then accepting it and enjoying it. It becomes, then you become a happy, little society, and we get gay marriage and we get those things.
I do think there has to be a little bit of, I mean, I know that there are people who are probably very fiercely protective of that and want to keep it insulated. And you also, I think people fear that maybe some people are making fun of it.
Yeah.
But I think you have to let it bleed. You have to kind of like just let it go, and so that it can kind of seep into everyone else's reality, so that we can get closer to acceptance.
But I think that's what they were fighting for.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. That's what they went through, the hell that they went through for, to make it better for other people. Like the mothers of the house, they took care of their children,
right?
And like they're like making the world better for them. And, you know, as their culture, you know, gets mainstream, it's making better for the gay kids coming up now.
I thought it was interesting in the movie. Like, there's some like moments where it's kind of a little bit startling, because there are boobies on the screen where they're like women that are also going at it, and I was like, man, that's interesting, because I would have never thought that women were competing, here as well. And in the movie,
yeah, I was confused, and I was like, are they transgendered and had gone through the?
Mm-hmm.
But then no, I think they were just some women.
No, I think they were all trans.
Yeah, I think those
Yeah.
are trans
Even though-
gendered people.
I don't know, but I guess that for me, what I thought the
Then their
point was, it
realness
was
is real.
that
Like
that,
Octavia, like you can't clock her at all.
Octavia's gorgeous, and that's what I
Yeah.
actually put that on Facebook. Like, she was my favorite, and she was
Yeah,
gorgeous.
I think
hot.
she was competing against other trans
Yeah.
ladies.
I almost wonder if in that film there was it's just not an issue. Like whoever you were, if this brings you life, if this gives you life doing this thing, you being on center stage and getting to be beautiful and however you define that, and people to applaud you and celebrate that, it wasn't a big deal if you have real boobies or born with them or not, or however you're doing that, it brings you life. Come out here on stage. And they open up in the movie with that statement where the guy they're setting up for one of the balls, and he's saying, now remember, some of you, I know you all want to do this, but there are going to be a lot of new people out there and haven't had the opportunity, so let them have their moment to come out here and shine and be able, just like you had that moment too. So we want to all share in that.
Everybody started off somewhere.
Right.
And I think it's interesting, like, people right now watching Drag Race, they have an idea of what, drag is very fishy, passing, like, like, they look like women. But, like, looking back, it's interesting to see how far it's come.
Well, and that was pretty great too when they talked about the progression of from when in the older days they would have to make all their stuff with feathers and beads, and it was like very not outlandish, but it was very very showy.
Yeah.
And then it morphed into more of like picking being able to acquire high fashion, whether that was by actually paying for it or mopping it. And how it just progressed further and further.
Because I'm not big on the pageant girls. I like a funny,
so
strange queen.
Is that seems to be one of those things that they assume is assumed knowledge when you watch Drag Race. There's always fights between I'm a pageant girl and I'm a...
Well, pageant girls are like, they do the pageant circuit where it's like Miss America and stuff like that, where it's all polished and ball gowns and stuff like that. And like you got your regular drag performers where they're like just
where it's comedy, where it's a show, where it's true performance.
And that, can I talk about because I've only watched a little bit of Drag Race. I mean, like a very little bit, and I know that it is very much informed by this, but this didn't even feel like, it's sort of what you were saying. Like, this wasn't like performance exactly. It really was people trying to feel good. I mean, do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
I mean, to be the thing for a moment.
Yeah, they're not.
Yes.
Yeah.
It wasn't a put on.
No, it wasn't a drag show.
Yeah.
They're not really performed for other people like drag shows. Like this,
Right.
This is for themselves.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right. And I think like the idea, I don't know where the term came from. I'm not even sure if they say that in that, but that whole, like, you hear RuPaul say it gives you life. And that there's something to be said for anybody, especially for those who know that they're different or they're not the norm or they feel like the outcast, to be able to find your tribe, to be able to find those people who are your people, and they do bring you literal life just by accepting who you are.
That's what I love about all the houses that they have. Like, that's your family now, because their family didn't accept them, and I think a lot of people, like even like nerds and horror people, they can relate.
They make
that.
their families.
Yeah.
And speaking, about being given life, like I think another theme in this was just like, having to hide who you are, be what you're not. Like, it's almost like it takes away your life. And the scene that like affected me, I think, the most was, and I don't remember her name, but this is when the two women were on the beach, and she was talking about how she had gotten her operation now and was just completely physically and emotionally, every way a woman, and she was just laughing with joy. to finally be, what she felt like on the inside, she was completely on the outside. And it was just such a joyful and beautiful moment. It really choked me up.
And then her friend was like, but you still got that voice.
But that's also...
That made me laugh so hard.
That was part of it too, because like this, they're so close and they love each other so much.
They're busting balls.
Yeah, they can.
But there wasn't any like malice behind it.
Yeah,
like,
it was really beautiful. It was like that person realized like this is a very emotional moment. I'm gonna kind of like cut it a little
just
bit and
diffuse it.
Yeah,
but like the one that said like she still got that voice. She's got like good shade abilities. And she can read a bitch.
She can read a bitch. So there's a few trans women, and one she got murdered. Like what?
Venus.
Yeah, Venus Extravaganza.
She was great too, but real sad. I think her whole thing was a little sad. I mean, it was beautiful that she was able to live in, to have people who cared for her and be part of a house. But then obviously it was sad because she was murdered. She also had to prostitute.
She was a prostitute, yeah. And
but she tried. It was you could tell she was trying to, even just for herself, put like a positive spin on it.
It's like anything. It makes me sad when her goal was to have nice things, and I'm like, but I know that wasn't truly everything that she wanted.
She said that like I want nice things, but the same thing with Octavia at the end. She says, but I just want to be happy too,
right? And
like she didn't necessarily need all the fine things in life and be a superstar. She just they both just want to be happy regardless of how. Right. Whatever that means for them.
And it's what it represents, really, is that idea of, I'm sure for a very long time of her life, you get to hear a little bit about her family not accepting her and all of that, and all the things that she had to do to survive, to pass, to be fish or whatever. And then like the idea of being able to have these nice fancy things is like, I'm sure that was something you would dream of as a child.
Yeah, that's like your dream. Like, just the dream that you get to live in a house made of ice cream. It's like.
And that seems very impractical.
And like that one interview, like she was talking about, how she makes her money. And then she was like, no, 95% of the people I meet.
I don't have to fuck them.
And then she was like, and then she downgraded it.
Yeah, she's like, well,
99.9, and then she said 95.
90%. And then it's like she's trying to put on a show for us at the same time, which is heartbreaking to me.
Yeah.
That she's, trying to make it like she's not sleeping with everybody to make her money.
It's the duality, and I think that the duality that many of us have to do, and we have our real selves and then the selves that we have to present from a day to day. It causes issues. It really does.
But I think what you can take, the positive you can take from her story, because even though it was sad, is we're talking about her now. She's remembered. She won't ever be forgotten.
That's what Dorian Corey said near the end. Like, as long as few people remember your name, that's good enough.
Yeah.
But she says something along the lines of like, if you just get through life, you made your mark.
Yeah.
And that's like very like relatable, because you don't need to be a superstar. You don't need to do all these fantastical things. Just get through life. That's living, like Buffy says.
Hardest thing in this world is to live in it.
Yeah. And I think, that's, they strive for these things, but you also need to be realistic and find your own happiness, regardless if it doesn't, turn out the way you want.
And that, I think it all comes full circle back to the idea that, if you can't be like the superstar that, you think you're on the red carpet and everybody, make a world where you can be a superstar.
Right.
I guess
or that you can make it, that it's a thing that can happen,
Are we doing that a little bit by having a podcast, trying to create a little bit of superstardom for ourselves?
Tell me.
I feel like we've created our own house.
I would absolutely say, as someone who came from the outside, learned about the podcast and found the community, and then you get to be a part of Horror Hound and meet, the people on the podcast, and let's be honest. Like, how many places that can you go to in the world right now where it's like, I'm really into this weird thing, or I'm really into this thing that I can't really talk about at work, but there are some people that I can come to, and not only can I, say, hey, I kind of am into this, or I kind of enjoy watching this, or being this, or this is my thing, and they may not be into it too, but they certainly want to hear about it. They certainly want to share about it, and they certainly want to accept you because it brings you life. And I know, before I got to be on this show regularly, how often I would listen to the episodes of the shows, because it's like it's you're listening to your friends talk, and I hope that the listeners know that
you're not alone.
You're not alone,
and it's real. It's real. Real life comes out of this. We've made so many great friends, and I've met a partner and a future wife, and
found
it's
our
just,
tribes.
Real things come out of creating your own world. It
There's
becomes real.
Truly, nothing better in this world than to be around people who know you.
Yep.
That's it. I mean, I genuinely, as deep down the rabbit hole as I've gone, as far as self-care and hippy-dippy shit, there is nothing better in this world than trying to find some enjoyment and sharing that with people who know who you are.
Yeah, they see you.
You can't. I don't know that anybody can be 100% themselves 100% of the time, but when you're around people that you can be that's what it's all about.
It's because it's all relatable. We've all been through the same shit. The same thing with these these people in this movie. They flock to each other because they all know what it's been like to struggle.
Category is emotional realness, and we're really.
Are we getting too heavy tonight?
We're serving it heavy.
I think this movie is about that, though.
No, but it seems like a heavy topic, but it was such a joyful movie too.
Yes,
agreed.
Oh my God, the two teenage boys that popped up here and there. I wasn't quite understanding who they were at first. I thought they were just kids that happened to be hanging around.
I was so worried about them.
Well, okay, so there's these two young kids, and they are interviewing them, and they're like, well, what about your parents and your family? And they're like, we don't have any. How old are you? 15, I'm 13. And I just thought they were just hanging out, and they were just talking to them. And then I started to realize throughout that the one boy was like feeling the other boy up. And then I realized, okay, they're a couple, and they're part of this scene. Okay. Then I was like, all right, then I get who they are in this. Yes, I'm worried about them because they have no families, but I think they're finding it where they're at.
Well, no, I just, obviously also this movie is real old. So when I say I worried about them, but I had that feeling of, you guys okay? You're on the street. Do you need anything? And it was nice to know that they had a place.
Well, especially after you find out what happened to Venus.
Yeah.
Right.
And then you worry about these.
Does anybody know what happened to those two kids?
Well, I mean, I hate to say this, but let's be real honest. When people enter the world of adolescence, things start to change, and that is probably your number one population for kids to run away. And the streets aren't safe, but this isn't not a new or old problem. This has been going on for a long time because kids have to go to where they can go to feel safe.
And that was really interesting. Like Angie Extravaganza, the mother of the house, she was like, when she was talking about finding, Venus's body, she was just so matter of fact about it.
She really was, but I think it had been a year or two.
Yeah, but it's just I think it's just because she realized that's part of like the gay world back then.
Mm-hmm.
So what happened to those two kids? Does anybody know? No.
Well, I don't think Cole looked up some stuff about the movie, and he said that there were only like 2 people still alive that were involved.
Well, it was during the big AIDS crisis too, so I'm sure a lot of people in this movie,
didn't make it.
Yeah.
What happened? What's the Dorian Corey story?
They had found, after she died, when they went through her belongings, they found the body of a man that had apparently she'd had the body for 15 years, who had died of a gunshot wound to the head, and they speculated either that A, it was her partner or lover, or B, that it was someone who had tried to burgle her apartment, and she killed him in self-defense.
Where'd she keep him?
In a closet. She duct taped him and kept wrapping him with duct tape to cover up the smell, and put him in a duffel bag or something.
Holy fucking shit. When did she die?
Well, that's one way not to have the body get found.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So when they were filming this movie, there was a dead body in her house.
Yeah. When they were interviewing her, putting on her makeup.
Yeah.
There's a
that was her house.
Yeah. So there's a slight horror relation to this movie.
Oh my fucking God,
Well-
that's insane. I love it.
As we learned on the Disney cruise from
Yeah.
the Queens, there's lots of trunks with lots of clothing and lots of outfits, so great hiding spots.
Underneath our matching Speedos, there's a dead body.
I don't even want to know what that mummified duct tape dress is all about.
Oh my God,
You
there's a
keep that to
body.
yourself.
There's a body of a tailor somewhere that didn't tailor something exactly the same on this as in that. You brother husband weirdos. You're fine. Live your life. That is fantastic. Did somebody write a book about this? I need to know more.
Have you seen the movie Party Monster?
Yeah,
Okay.
a million years ago.
That has
Whenever
some
that came
similar,
out.
I mean, not totally similar storyline, but they're
Yeah.
pretty matter of
Yeah.
fact about some things that happen. And then the documentary, have you seen the documentary?
I saw on HBO like years ago.
Yeah.
Maybe.
He's pretty matter of fact about it.
Yeah.
Well, so here's the thing. You okay? Yes, you have a vulnerable population that didn't grow up emotionally healthy,
Mhm.
right? And then they're put together with lots of drugs. That is just part of that scene, right? And you're already a little fucked up because you didn't grow up in a great way. You put drugs on top of that. You are we were talking about this with Katya and how he had to take a break. It's a very needy population of
and
people together.
You're put in a situation where you might have to do things you might not necessarily want to do, but you have to do them to survive.
Exactly. You're in survival mode and you're not emotionally healthy and you put drugs on top of it. I think these things can happen in any kind of population
Yes.
where that's the stew.
Mhm.
Right?
What about beast mode?
Yeah, beast mode all the time.
I think that too, like when you talk about like having that emotional healthy, I think we all have our stuff and sometimes have to really count our blessings or our fortune because, many of us are capable of going down these same paths.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why sometimes these movies are so inspiring as you see how maybe some of your choices or some of the things that have happened in your life just a little bit twinged to the left or right. Your life may not look that much different than something
Right.
that on the surface can look incredibly different than
Right.
what your life
Yeah.
looks like today.
Well, it's inspirational because, like, in the background they have like they're living all these like sad lives, but for those 5 minutes they're in the ball, they are like
They're having a ball.
Yeah, they're having a ball, and
Mhm.
they it's like all the pain and suffering is worth it just for
Yeah.
that moment to snatch that trophy.
Yeah, and I do really like to think about how even when they weren't in the balls, and I was talking about this earlier, how it probably a lot of it probably kept their mind off of things like just prepping for those things, planning, deciding what they were going to do, how they were going to serve their realness at the ball, what category they might try to walk in. I feel like it probably took up a lot of their thoughts and brain power that might otherwise have been just focused on God, my life is like fucking shit. It probably helped keep them going.
Actually, if you listen to the lyrics of Vogue, My Madonna,
yeah.
it's actually
By who?
Mudonna.
I'm not familiar with this Madonna.
But even the lyrics, she says like, look around everywhere you're turning, honey. There's pain and suffering. But like when you're you're a superstar when you're in this ball. And I think even though she might have like appropriated this culture, she did honor it too in a very like real way too.
Yeah. It's interesting because you hear, again, like you hear from like people who are recovering alcoholics or drug addicts or people that have been down these like really, difficult life periods that they have that when they have that moment of clarity that they would rather have that 5 minutes of clarity than all of the 20 years of that they had while they were doing whatever.
Yeah.
And you see something like this and it's just like every time they're performing, for some of them that are performing, it's like that moment of clarity. Like I bet that 5 minutes they would exchange for 20 years of life. So it's better to live that 5 minutes in who you really are, doing what you really love and what brings you joy, than all of the other bullshit, which I think we can all pull something out of. I know I can.
I also had this thought, and I love this idea that this culture that came out of this, where there was so much opposition to them, is that now I'm sure there are some kind of like fundamentalist like church where they're voguing at like somebody's wedding, and so that this culture that they don't even, they're representing it, a culture that they would probably say they hated, but it's bled so much in, and these people were so powerful to get it out there that you know what I'm saying? Like it's
very subversive.
I love
that
the
it's like
idea.
reached to like to like these people that would have like tossed these people away.
Yeah.
And then they're doing the things that that they created.
I love that. I had that thought last
So like
night.
their legacy lives
Friday.
on.
Yeah.
Some of these bitches, their makeup was way better than some of the stuff I've seen on Drag Race.
Yeah, well, they
were unclockable.
But it's interesting to see how like makeup has evolved. Like you watch this movie and like it's like, oh, you're a dude.
Actually, I thought more often than not, I was like, damn, girl.
But I think that's what part of what I loved about it, because you saw like the seeds of drag,
right,
and what has evolved to now.
Well, as a person who doesn't even own eyeshadow, I was gagged for days. I got my life.
Well, I also think too what was really interesting is just the power of when someone feels sexy. And there, obviously there were people who weren't even doing drag really, like the military people, and there were some people who were just whatever, like there were guys who didn't shave or but just the way they presented themselves, it was sexy whether you're gay or not. Well, I mean, I don't know for everybody, but for me I was like, oh, everybody here is sexy. It was really like just they had power,
Well, and I think that's an interesting thing that I know started before even RuPaul, but like that whole idea of like, what you said, Andy, about we start off naked, everything else is drag. And it's interesting because especially as you navigate like meetings with people and you realize like when I have to go to a meeting and I have to put on a suit so that I feel powerful around other powerful people putting on their suits, it's drag.
Yeah.
I mean, when a cowboy puts on his cowboy guard or a security person puts on, or whatever we're doing.
Well, even at Disney, we put on our Disney drag.
Absolutely.
It's like matching hat, matching shirt, matching shorts, matching socks.
That's why it takes so fucking long to get out of the goddamn hotel room. And then one of you is like, I forgot my such and such pin because we're going to be in the Magic Kingdom and we might ride it today and I have to wear it. So hold on a second. And then I forgot mine.
You know what might help you with that?
But it brings us life.
If set the time that you're going to leave later.
Yes.
And then there's plenty of allow for time.
She's setting us up.
Trick them into a time.
No, you don't trick them. Just allow.
These two bitches are the worst. Let me just tell you.
Well, that's my category, Disney realness.
It's exhausting to be your Wendy.
Yes,
anyway,
but you make a great Wendy.
Wendy is it's Wendy realness.
Your Wendy realness.
Are you gonna
nagging?
You carry around a Frosty?
Mm-hmm. Wendy from Peter Pan.
I know who you mean.
Do you know?
I do. I just wanted to bring it back.
Wendy has an awesome character arc. Amy.
She wears a nightgown.
Yeah.
I like to think that as an adult, Wendy would regret her decision.
Yeah.
Of wearing a nightgown?
No, of not staying in Neverland.
Oh.
I don't know. I don't think they were that happy.
Everyone in Neverland?
But I think if you came back and then you're an adult and you're trapped in a loveless marriage and you're raising kids, you're gonna think back and be like, I probably should have stayed.
I like the story that you weaved in your mind.
Thank you. That's
Neverland
where I've always gone.
Is a state of mind. And
state of mind, Cal.
It even goes back to religious context of, you have to have the faith of a child, and sometimes just realizing to see things as the fool or as the newborn or as the child or with new fresh eyes can bring a lot of heck of joy. And yes, sometimes we have to come down to reality, but when we can have those moments, I sure want to celebrate the hell out of it.
Well, speaking of children, like this is what I love about Kelley so much. He's a great parent.
Aww.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And because he watched this with his son Cole.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that is so important to expose.
Very.
And we talked
to show him these.
To show him these things, to show him different walks of life.
Mm-hmm.
And he is like, Kelley's like helping him pave the way for like other kids to make, to make the world more acceptable.
All the kids like nowadays, I'm hearing from parents and stuff in middle school and high school, they're all out.
Well, we actually, it's interesting if you don't mind me. I had talked to him about a kid that he had said that a kid that he and his brother know came out to his mom and she wasn't happy about it, and so we had this long talk about where I feel like I was like, in the 80s, you didn't really hear too much about gay kids. I mean, obviously there were gay kids, but like it wasn't like a big thing in the public eye of, kids coming out in school. It was more, the general John Q public was just learning really about gay culture a little bit, like through things like this. And then in the 90s, you did start to get more kids in high school, like trying to be out, even though it was really hard. And I said, and now in your generation, there's even more kids out and who are, it's, I'm not saying it's easy or, completely accepted, but more so. And I said, hopefully, there's this force of inertia that all these people have had for all these hundreds or even a couple thousand years where they're like, this is not okay. I said, it takes a lot of force to slow that inertia and then stop it. And I said, as time goes on and these generations get further, I said, my hope is that eventually it won't even be considered, necessarily all of these things won't be alternative lifestyles. It'll just be everyone is what they are. And I think, I think in your generation is doing better than ours was.
For sure.
And we had a good long time. It was a really nice talk we had about it.
Yeah.
And I think that's why, like, the legacy of these people in the movie is living on.
Yes,
through
for
this
sure.
generation, because they paved the way. They made it. They went through hell for these kids to live the way they are now.
They did. And that's the thing. They're always going to be assholes. Like, that's never going to change. But there are still a lot of good people who maybe just aren't even aware. Like, I feel like what I like to think is that, the assholes, you're never going to change their minds or teach them anything. But I feel like something like Paris is Burning, for people who just are not like maliciously ignorant, but who just aren't aware, they see this and they're people who want other people to be happy, and they're like, oh, this is a different world. I accept this, So I think it's important to try and reach the people who aren't assholes.
But it's like this world seems so foreign to a lot of people because it is some guy even said it's like look through the looking glass, like Alice through the looking glass. It is such a foreign concept to them. But like at the end of the day, what Octavia and Venus were saying, they just want to be happy, just like everybody else.
Right.
So even though they're living these completely different lives, everybody wants the same thing, regardless of how you live your life.
Be loved and understood.
And and just to be yourself. It comes back to that, which for me is a huge thing, and was a big part of my life for a number of years, not being able to just be myself. And I think that's why that part affected me so much, was when you finally get to be with someone or, be in a world. It doesn't have to be another person necessarily. For me it was, but just, to be able to just be who you are and have someone like that and appreciate that, the things that are you, it's very freeing. So, I get it a little bit.
Well, you're
Heavy.com.
You're all a bunch of beautiful babies in
Yeah.
my eyes. Even the ones who use
But like I've said, this movie seems very heavy, but like there's some like hilarious moments in
Oh,
this
there
movie.
are. That's the great thing about it. Like
There's so many sound bites.
Yeah.
better be natural fibers.
And really, anybody who is a Drag
Don't come
Race
up here with
fan
polyester.
just needs to watch this so you can be like, oh, yeah. Like those words. I had no idea. On one of the seasons of Drag Race, there was like this whole thing with cheesecake. And I'm like, when I saw that in the movie, I'm like, oh, okay. I didn't really realize that was a throwback to.
I didn't know what a Banshee girl was.
Yeah.
It's just there's so much joy in it. It's equal parts. God, why? I feel like I'm Wayne from another big movie. It's like there's like joy, and then there's like sadness, But there was a lot of hilarity. They were having so much fun, and it came through, and you were able to laugh and take it seriously.
Well, it's like they're always the first ones to laugh at themselves because, I think they don't take themselves too seriously.
Yeah, it was just fun.
Yeah.
They were having fun.
People are funny. Sexuality is funny.
Yeah.
People do funny things.
Like-
and when we can sit there and just say, I don't get it, but I'm okay with it, and laugh together, and we can connect, jeez, we get more powerful.
Like the whole reading and shade segment. Like these bitches need to be on point because I think, especially like gay people, they have to, give back as much as they take.
Yeah.
Because they have to you put that shield up and you have to defend yourself. and they can't necessarily defend themselves with their physical being, so they have to like cut you with words instead.
Right. I think of that too. Like Andy's given me a good mantra that I use in my head sometimes when I'm taking myself too seriously, and that's I can hear his voice coming in my ear where he goes, "Mike, calm your tits," because there's something so hilarious about that, and I think we all have that ability to take ourselves so seriously.
Or
Or
I
think,
paid same as you.
same as you.
It's another Andyism.
It is.
You get to a point where and developmental stage for adolescents specifically, like you think everything is around you, all eyes on you, everything's people are thinking about you. Sometimes it's like that idea of calm your tits, laugh a little bit, and you know what? As long as you're not hurting me, you do you, and we're gonna be okay, and it's all good. It connects us. Love it.
Agreed.
Well, yes.
No, you go ahead.
I
What were
was
you
gonna
say?
like wrap it up, but I think
Oh.
you had more to say.
Well, I have a card. Since Freddy's not here, I thought I would take over card duties.
Okay.
Freddy spirits.
And this has this probably doesn't have anything to do with what we talked about today, but it could.
You could.
It could if you decide to make it so. On our Art of Conversation question today, what would you love to find at a yard sale? Let's go around the table.
It's like, what a gentle question.
Counterclock. That's why I chose it for that
So
very
gentle.
reason.
It is. It's not like this.
I went through a lot of heavy ones to find this one.
Because Freddy brings up some like really deep ones sometimes, but like this is like really light.
Oh, okay.
Well, we're going counterclockwise. Mike?
Oh, I like clockwise. Clockwise works. Amy's ready.
Bitch.
Amy?
Are you ready?
You seem like you're ready. Go for it.
Well, I wouldn't want to go against the rules.
No rules. Just right. Outback Steakhouse. What?
I'm always looking for fun paperback, like genre paperbacks, old ones.
Ooh, good choice.
Well, spine well broken in. Smells good.
Did you see what book I have in my bathroom?
Tales from a Fourth Grade Nothing.
It was Judy Blume. Wasn't
Oh, I love that one.
I love reading Kidlit when I'm in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Kidlit, plop, plop, Kidlit.
Andy, what would you love to find at a yard
Well,
sale?
I think a lot of people are going to think it's like, oh, I'm going to find this Picasso painting. But for me, I think it'll be something that reminds me of my childhood.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like remember, like we went to go to Kings Island, and you get those fruit juice cups that were in the shape of fruits.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like I would love to find something like that, or like a
Flintstones
promotional
jelly
glass
glasses.
from McDonald's or something.
Yes.
Just something that just captures your childhood. It reminds you of a certain thing.
Yeah.
One of the little Gremlins books from Hardee's when Gremlins
Yes.
came out. I had those.
Yeah. Mine's the same as Andy's really. Specifically for me, it's board games that like from my childhood or things that you can't find anymore that just take you open them up, you see them, and it's like, oh yeah. Or remember like how exciting it was every time you had the opportunity to.
But then you open the box and all the pieces are missing.
Yeah.
This is why you're selling it.
Right.
Or what about like a dresser full of cash and drugs that somebody stashed in there and then they
Take
didn't
it.
know?
Yep.
Oh,
I'm in.
can I change my answer to like a mummified body?
Yeah, that too.
From a drag queen's closet.
Yeah.
You
Kelly?
have to ask me.
Hey, Kelly, what would you hope to find at a yard sale?
I'd like to find a mandolin or a banjo
Oh.
because I want one of those or both of those, and I feel like a lot of families have those, but they don't play them at all, and they're just collecting dust, but they just won't fucking give it to you,
Well,
Would you just give your fucking mandolin to Kelly, listeners?
Even though they know that you would play it and use it, they're like, I'm not going to give it to you though.
They're holding on to them because they're cursed objects.
I'll take a cursed
And
mandolin.
they don't want to pass on the curse.
But
Yeah.
what's the curse?
Could be
That makes
anything.
sense.
It could be that once you try to play it, your fingers fall off, and now you can't play it.
Does anybody go to like the yard sales or the flea market or whatever and experience like certain smells that you're just like, oh my gosh?
You mean in a good, like in a
Yeah.
That's actually the smell of old paperbacks is that way for
For real,
me.
though.
The book rack.
Yeah,
Yes,
the
the
book
book
rack.
rack.
Exactly.
Book rack.
Are
for
there
sure.
any book racks left around?
There used to be one in Blue Ash, but
There-
it closed.
Well, there used to be one over there
Western
by
Hills,
Tortilleria
too.
Garcia too. In
Listeners, the book rack is
Springdale.
just a used bookstore.
you could trade books.
Yeah.
I used to do that quite a bit.
Yeah, I did too.
That's where I
That's
got
pretty
all my
awesome.
Archie paperbacks from.
As a Nancy Drew girl.
The double digests.
Yeah.
And that's where I got a lot of horror anthologies back in the day.
Oh yeah, I love the Nancy Drew with the yellow blue covers. Those whole
hardbacks.
series. Yes.
They had so many Sweet
Hardy
Valley
Boys,
Highs.
too. Oh, yeah, yeah.
Do you remember the Reader's Digest classic tales but they did them like for
The
kids?
abridged?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love those. Like 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea,
Mhm.
where every like 10 pages had a big picture and the words
Yep.
were a little bit bigger.
Yeah, I
But
had
you
a lot
still
of
get
those
the
too.
idea. Yeah, I love those.
You get so many choose your own adventure books where people like
Yes.
write in the
Oh,
margins where they went.
Yeah.
It's like, you don't remember where you went?
This book is 40 pages long.
Well, they were trying to remember, like, if I go to page 46, I have to go here. But if I do want to go back, I'm going to write down page 62, too, just in case.
It's like, damn it, I died. Shit.
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 Well, fun card.
Do you remember the Choose Your Own Adventure with the space vampires?
No.
That was a good one.
All right. Well, Kelly's making noises. I'm gonna talk about our Beelzebubs again. Patreon.
Our Beelzebub babies.
Our Beelzebabies.
Our children.
Our legendary children. Patreon.com/NOTLP. Again, if you want to support these folks, are Beelzebubs, and we always talk about them because they're the best. Zach,
In the house.
Jeremy, and Cassie, who we were just hanging out with.
Yeah, I got to party with the BURMs.
What?
The Burnhams.
Oh.
I thought you were going to give him a house.
Mike,
Oh.
you have to talk into the.
House
No.
Burnhams.
Yeah.
No,
Mm-mm.
no, you don't.
Here it comes. But
Here it comes again.
Dun, dun, dun,
Adam,
Oh, Adam
Brooke,
of House NOTLP.
Ernest, Ernie,
Oh,
Ernesto,
Ernie's on a journey.
Alberto.
That's so cute. That's adorable.
That was an Ernie journey. Hi, Alberto.
Hi, Alberto. We got Alberto. Then we have Albert.
Yeah, boy.
Albert.
Minus
Fist
the
bump.
O. Treat Alex.
Oh.
Yay.
We're gonna
Our
see you guys soon.
Our sweetie
Yay.
pies. Yeah, are they coming?
This is the thing about finding your tribe.
Yeah.
People
Yep.
listen to your show, then you meet them, and then you're like, let's be best friends.
Are they coming
Yeah,
to
let's see,
HHW?
yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
Brandon Boone.
Oh,
What did
Oh.
Freddie do to him?
He
something.
killed him. No
Boom, boom,
Sleep
boom.
tour is happening soon. I think we're going to go to the one at Kent State. So that's exciting.
can't.
Bill.
Bill Bro.
Hi, Bill.
Whom I have
Bill
also
Bro
met.
Baggins.
You have met.
He's part of the tribe.
He is part of the
Brilbo
tribe.
Baggins.
Well, you messed it up, but
Brilbo, Dildo, McGilbo, my elbow.
elbow saggins.
Elbow
He's good at that.
You gotta get some lotions on that
Oh,
shit.
it's because I'm almost 40 and I have cat.
Ashy.
Blake,
Blake.
I'm sorry, who?
Bolake. We got Mark Watts, who we met.
What?
From our tribe.
What?
Mikey P, who we met at the
Hey,
last Horror Town.
yes.
Mikey
Or
B.
Hound.
It's Mikey B.
From Mikey B to Mikey P, season's greetings.
Mm-hmm.
We've got the sweet, sweet Miss Elise.
Oh, she's the person that knows me and understands me.
She's your person.
And she
She's my
makes really
person.
good ribs, too.
Yeah,
Ooh.
bitch.
Thank you, Instapot.
Bitch. Amanda.
Oh, my buddy.
And yours.
And yours, but mostly mine.
And last but not least, Jimmy B.
Jimmy,
Jimmy B.
I want you to know, you're not least.
James Dean. I don't know why.
Jimmy Dean.
We were talking about that song last night. That rock.
Jim, baby Queen, pretty else going
But we were talking about the
Rock on.
Yeah!
we were talking about the '90s remake with Michael Damian,
Jimmy Dean.
not
James
the original.
Yeah, oh, that I didn't even know there was.
I
thought
didn't
that
either.
was
That's
the
not the
original.
original?
No, there's an original, isn't there?
What are you talking
I
Andy,
thought the
you
Michael
just
Damian
said-
version was the original.
No, I think he remade that.
Yeah,
Oh.
it's possible. Yeah, I just didn't know that.
Hmm?
Well,
A lot of songs
Yeah, it's
existed
like-
once before.
Oh, yeah?
no.
Mm-hmm. You could go through your 80s catalog. Half of them were songs in the 60s. At
What?
least.
All right, so Freddie is next week.
Freddie is next week.
That's his podcaster's choice. I'm pretty sure, don't quote me on this, but I believe it will be heavy metal.
Yeah!
Ooh.
Love heavy metal. That's my Lochnar.
If he decides to change it, you can't be mad.
Nope.
I did the best I could.
Well, you can do what you want. You can be mad.
I mean, I guess
But
so,
it-
but
it
that was
won't
really
affect anything.
stupid
Yeah.
if you did that. What a waste of your anger.
Oh, it would be, but you can.
Ugh. Okay. Anything else before we go? Everybody good?
No, great
Yeah.
show, everyone.
Yeah.
Yes, queen.
Thank you. Yes.
Serving podcasters
Oh,
joy
we're-
thrillness.
We're so basic.
I'm gonna get me a fucking
Yes.
pumpkin spice latte on the way home,
Oh,
and I'm
bef-
gonna seal the fucking deal.
But before we go, happy birthday to Freddie and Shizak tomorrow.
Yes,
Oh, that's
happy
right, that's
birthday
tomorrow.
Then
to the
Amy,
boys.
Amy.
My birthday's on
31st.
Wednesday, but I'm only going to be 38, so I'm so young and vibrant.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Even
and
though I have the start of cataracts.
are there some shows we've released?
There'll be some X-Files, more X-Files for patrons. Me and Freddie talking about that.
Just released Origins number
Yeah,
13.
13. That's on your patron doohickey magoo.
What was that? What were we talking
Friday
about?
the 13th.
Oh.
Oh, and we have a new Late to the Party talking about The Room.
Oh, yeah, check out
Yeah.
that.
That was a good one.
So patrons, there's stuff out there for you.
And me and
now.
Emily from Feminine Critique
Oh, hi,
reviewed I,
Emily.
Tanya. And she has a birthday right after yours.
Yes, hers is on the
Yeah.
1st, so we're almost birthday
I
twins.
miss Emily.
I'm working on a new T-shirt.
And he's working on it. Guys, it's
Actually,
working.
do you want to? If you want to help me with this T-shirt,
Everybody's twerking.
I'm not saying that I'm going to do this, but I have an idea.
Yeah.
And listeners, if you'll really do this, send any of your
Nudes?
favorite NOTLP phrases or nudes. But if you're going to send a nude, also send along your favorite, like anything you've ever heard us say that you thought was funny or that you like. Send them all to either crew@NOTLP or put them on the page and say, hey, this is what Kelley said to do. And so I wanted to do that. And send them to me.
Yes, do that.
Do it. I need it.
Now,
All the ways to contact us at notlp.com.
write it on your nude body. So you send
Yeah.
us both at the same time.
Exactly.
Don't do that.
Two
No,
birds.
do that.
Yeah, 2 birds, 1 stone.
Do that.
Do that. Do brown. Do that.
What an
Alright.
awful name for a lady, huh?
Judy Brown.
Do brown.
Hi,
Miss
I'm Doo Doo
Brown.
Brown.
I don't think I'm pronouncing your name right. What is it? Doo.
And how do you
French.
how do you like to fuck? It goes face down, butt up. That's the way I like to fuck.
Mm-hmm. No, I know.
Face down,
Yeah.
ass up.
Oh,
FaceTime.
I guess I heard the
FaceTime. Ass up.
I heard the clean version where it
Ass
said
time.
butt instead of ass.
But then they said at the end, I like to fuck.
Yeah, let's get that iPhone. Let's get ass time.
Ass
We've
time.
got FaceTime. We need ass time.
Why, you can
Equal
FaceTime
time
could be
for
ass
ass
time
and face.
anytime.
The majority of the time, I use my iPhone on the toilet.
Yeah. So you've got.
Oh,
You've done it.
yeah, girls
Yeah.
and boys. All right, well, I got to go read Tales from
Ew,
Fourth Grade
never-
Nothing.
Everybody, wash your hands.
Yeah.
Give
Never
and get love.
Never let me use your phone.
Bye.
Bye.
Frankenstein was wondering if he